Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, we're going to do the comparison between the Mi Mix 2, which is on the right, and the OnePlus 5, and we'll be comparing the cameras. The thing is that both of them actually have a Snapdragon 835 chipset, so you know what you can expect with that. Both of them actually run very well, but the camera is the differentiating factor according to me. The way OnePlus goes about it is actually different, and OnePlus actually has dual rate facing cameras, but the Mi Mix opted for a single one. The footage that you're seeing the side by side is with their respective front facing camera, but for this Mi Mix 2, which is on the right, you have to invert the phone because the front facing camera is actually at the bottom. Again, check out the unboxing video that I posted a few days back for more info. In this video, we'll just be concentrating on the raw pictures and videos that we take so that you can make an informed decision which one is actually doing a better job in terms of camera performance. So you'll be seeing a lot of camera samples side by side, and you judge which one do you think is doing a better job. So here are the pics side by side, and one thing I immediately notice is that images with the Mi Mix 2 are slightly on the brighter side. And again, as you can see, this image was taken with the Mi Mix 2 and this with the OnePlus 5. The OnePlus 5 actually has the 2x zoom, so you can use that for zooming up. This image would test the dynamic range, and I disabled HDR on both of them. And if you look at the tiles at the right, the Mi Mix 2 has slightly better dynamic range, but here I enabled HDR mode on both the devices, and clearly with HDR the Mi Mix 2 is getting a lot more detail. So for HDR, definitely the Mi Mix 2 did better. In terms of macro photography, both of them actually do a good job, but the OnePlus was easier. As you can see, I could go a lot closer with the OnePlus 5 compared to the Mi Mix 2. Another macro shot in harsh lighting, and here I feel the OnePlus 5 did slightly better. The Mi Mix 2 image is slightly overblown in the petals. In terms of sharpness, both do a good job, but the OnePlus 5 image has more contrast in my opinion. Another image, and just look at the floor on the Mi Mix 2, it's slightly overblown, whereas with the OnePlus 5 it could retain a lot more detail. When it comes to portrait mode, obviously the OnePlus 5 does better. It uses the telephoto lens for the portrait photographs. The Mi Mix 2 simply does not have a second lens for portrait photography. Now I decided to shoot some pictures in indoor and artificial lighting, and in this picture clearly the OnePlus has a better detail. As you can see, you can actually see the polish on the OnePlus 5, whereas the Mi Mix 2 was slightly on the duller side. Even in this picture, I would say the OnePlus 5 produced a far better picture. Another picture, and again here I would say I like the picture on the OnePlus 5. It's slightly more vibrant and sharper. This was in very low lighting, and again here the OnePlus 5 I feel did a lot better because the f1.7 lens it can gather in more light, whereas the Mi Mix 2 has a f2.0 aperture. Decided to test them in very low lighting conditions like in restaurant when there's just very small one light, and again here are the samples that you can see, and again I feel even in this very low lighting conditions the OnePlus 5 has an edge, and it simply produces more accurate colors. It's not like the Mi Mix 2 is really bad in low lighting. These are sample shots that I have shot with the Mi Mix 2. But yeah, if you compare it with the OnePlus 5, yes, the OnePlus 5 is doing slightly better in artificial and low lighting conditions. These were some selfies with the front facing camera, and here surprisingly I would say the Mi Mix 2 is producing more accurate colors compared to the OnePlus 5's front facing cameras for selfies. Recording this video at 1080p. On the left I have the OnePlus 5, on the right I have the Mi Mix 2, and this is at 1080p. It can also record in 4K, we'll do that later, but I just wanted to test how it does at 1080p. Technically speaking, the Mi Mix 2 has optical image stabilization, whereas the OnePlus relies on electronic image stabilization, and looks like focusing speed is actually good on both of them. Close-up object, just let's go far away, and both of them are able to focus. Let's test how's the stabilization. I'm just going to walk around this garden, and you guys be a judge. And again, the audio, see the audio icon for the audio from the respective devices, and there is a little bit of wind now, and so this should give you an idea how is the video recording if you move around with them. at 1080p, as you can see. So do let me know in the comment section what do you feel about the video recording at 1080p. Now for this test, we are recording in 4K with both the devices, and I'm just going to walk so that you can have an idea which one is doing a better job. There is a little bit of wind, so this should also give you an idea. How is the stabilization? Again, the OnePlus is relying on electronic image stabilization, whereas the Mi Mix has a 4-axis optical image stabilization. So let me just go back. So you guys be a judge and let me know in terms of 4K video recording, if you're moving around, which has better stabilization. Recording this quick sample with the front facing camera of this Mi Mix 2, and as you can see, this is an artificial lighting in my office, so this should give you an idea how is the video recording if you do it indoors with the front facing camera. Recording this part of the video with the front-facing camera of the OnePlus 5, and as you can see, again I'm in my office and this is in artificial lighting conditions. So this should give you an idea how would be the video recording with the front-facing camera of the OnePlus 5 in artificial lighting conditions. So which one do you think is a better camera smartphone? I think so you guys know the results after seeing the samples. And yes, obviously the OnePlus 5 is a better camera smartphone because the way OnePlus 5 went about it, it has that dual lens, so that portrait mode stuff was good on that. And I'll just quickly divide this. In video, obviously the OnePlus 5 did better, but one thing was very surprising, that the audio on the Mi Mix 2 was not that great. It was very tinny compared to the audio that was recorded with the OnePlus 5. And in one area I felt that the Mi Mix 2 did a lot better than this OnePlus 5 was when we toggled HDR mode. The HDR pictures were simply better on this Mi Mix 2. For some reason, the HDR on the OnePlus 5 didn't make a huge difference in my opinion. Obviously, portrait mode, the OnePlus 5 won because of the telephoto lens. We simply don't have a dedicated portrait mode because this is just employing a single lens. And also in low lighting, the OnePlus 5 did better because this has a better lens. The wide angle lens has a f1.7 aperture. That means it can gather in a lot more light. Whereas on this Mi Mix 2, the aperture is f2.0. And also a surprising thing was that though this Mi Mix 2 has 4-way optical image stabilization, but if you looked at the video footage, particularly that 4K video footage, the stabilization was better with the OnePlus 5, though it's employing electronic image stabilization. So I feel Xiaomi still has to improve the software algorithms that they use. I feel Xiaomi has improved a lot in the camera department, but they still need to push a lot more. So clearly I would say the OnePlus 5 is a winner in terms of camera performance. I also did a similar camera comparison with the Nokia 8. A link for that video will be there in the YouTube show notes. And again, I have also posted other videos on the Mi Mix 2, so make sure you check the description area. And if you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.